The silent treatment. We've all likely experienced it, either as the giver or the receiver. Maybe you've been on the receiving end after a disagreement with a partner, a family member, or even a friend. Or perhaps you've used it yourself, needing space to cool down or process your feelings. But when does the silent treatment cross the line from a temporary communication break to a form of emotional abuse? That's what we're diving into today. We'll explore the nuances of this behavior, examining its potential impact, and most importantly, how to respond if you find yourself on the receiving end of what feels like a calculated silence. First, let's define what we're talking about. The silent treatment at its core is the act of completely cutting off communication with another person. This can manifest in various ways, from ignoring someone's presence to refusing to respond to their questions or attempts to engage. It's more than just needing a little space after an argument. It's a deliberate withholding of affection, attention, and communication. Now, why do people use the silent treatment? The reasons are varied and complex. For some, it's a learned behavior, perhaps modeled by their own parents or caregivers. They may not even realize the impact it has on others. For others, it can be a passive-aggressive way of expressing anger or resentment. Instead of directly confronting the issue, they withdraw, hoping the other person will somehow understand and apologize. In some cases, the silent treatment can be a form of manipulation, a way to control the other person and force them to conform to their wishes. By withholding communication, the silent treatment giver creates a sense of anxiety and insecurity in the receiver, making them more likely to do whatever it takes to break the silence. So, when does the silent treatment become emotionally abusive? The key lies in the intent and the impact. Occasional periods of silence after a heated argument are normal and can even be healthy, allowing both parties to cool down and gather their thoughts. However, when the silent treatment becomes a pattern used to control, punish, or manipulate, it crosses the line into emotional abuse. Here are some telltale signs that the silent treatment is being used as a form of abuse. It's a recurring pattern. It's not just a one-off occurrence after a particularly difficult argument, but a regular tactic used to control or punish you. It's prolonged. The silence lasts for days, weeks, or even months, far beyond a reasonable cooling-off period. It's used to control. The silent treatment is used to get you to do what the other person wants, or to punish you for not complying with their demands. It's accompanied by other forms of abuse. The silent treatment is often used in conjunction with other forms of emotional abuse, such as gaslighting, name-calling, or threats. It leaves you feeling anxious, insecure, and worthless. The constant withholding of affection and communication erodes your self-esteem and makes you question your worth. The impact of emotional abuse, including the silent treatment, can be devastating. It can lead to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and even physical health problems. It can also damage your relationships and make it difficult to trust others. If you're on the receiving end of the silent treatment, it's important to remember that you are not responsible for the other person's behavior. You cannot control their actions, but you can control how you respond. Here are some strategies for responding to the silent treatment. 1. Acknowledge the situation. Do not pretend that everything is fine or try to force the other person to talk. Acknowledge that they are giving you the silent treatment and that you are aware of it. You can say something like, "I understand that you're not speaking to me right now, and I respect that you need space." 2. Set boundaries. It's important to set boundaries and let the other person know that you will not tolerate being treated this way. You can say something like, "I'm not going to beg you to talk to me. I'm willing to discuss this when you're ready to communicate respectfully." 3. Focus on your own well-being. Don't let the silent treatment consume you. Focus on taking care of yourself, both physically and emotionally. Engage in activities that you enjoy. Spend time with supportive friends and family, and practice self-care. 4. Don't engage in the power struggle. The silent treatment is often a power play, a way for the other person to exert control over you. Don't engage in the power struggle by trying to force them to talk or by retaliating with your own silent treatment. This will only escalate the situation. 5. Communicate your needs clearly. When the other person is ready to talk, communicate your needs clearly and assertively. Let them know how their behavior is affecting you and what you need from them in order to feel safe and respected in the relationship. Use I statements to express your feelings without blaming or accusing the other person. For example, instead of saying, "You always ignore me," try saying, "I feel hurt and disconnected when you don't talk to me." 6. Seek professional help. If the silent treatment is a recurring pattern in your relationship and you are struggling to cope, consider seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor. A therapist can help you understand the dynamics of your relationship and develop healthy coping mechanisms. They can also help you and your partner communicate more effectively and resolve conflicts in a constructive way. 7. Consider the long-term implications. If the silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse, it's important to consider the long-term implications for your well-being and the health of your relationship. Is this a pattern you're willing to tolerate? Is the relationship worth fighting for, or would you be better off ending it? These are difficult questions, but they're important to consider. 8. Document the instances. It's easy to gaslight yourself and start thinking that you're overreacting. Keeping a record of when the silent treatment occurs, how long it lasts, and what triggered it can help you stay grounded in reality and recognize the pattern for what it is. This documentation can also be helpful if you decide to seek professional help or take legal action. 9. Remember your worth. The silent treatment can be incredibly damaging to your self-esteem. It's important to remember that you are worthy of love, respect, and attention. Don't let someone else's behavior define your worth. Surround yourself with people who value you and make you feel good about yourself. 10. Be prepared to walk away. This is perhaps the hardest but most important piece of advice. If the silent treatment is a chronic problem in your relationship and the other person is unwilling to change, you may need to consider ending the relationship. No one deserves to be in a relationship where they are constantly being emotionally abused. Walking away can be incredibly difficult, but it may be the best thing you can do for your own well-being. It's a testament to your strength and self-respect to prioritize your own happiness and mental health. It's important to remember that change takes time and effort. If you and your partner are committed to working on the relationship, therapy can be a valuable tool. However, if the other person is unwilling to acknowledge their behavior or seek help, it may be time to accept that the relationship is not sustainable. The silent treatment is a complex issue with potentially damaging consequences. Recognizing it for what it is, understanding its impact, and developing healthy coping mechanisms are crucial for protecting your emotional well-being. Remember, you deserve to be in a relationship where you feel valued, respected, and heard. Don't settle for anything less.